The Denver Nuggets crushed the LA Clippers in Game 7 at home. They will take on the number 1 seed in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the one team in the West that has been sitting back and comfortably waiting. I'm Ty. Welcome back, or welcome to America's Sports. I did pick Denver to win in 7, but now that we know for sure that they have, we can now preview, break down, and predict the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Denver Nuggets series. That's what we're going to do right now. And before we get started, if you're looking for other series, I'm covering all the rest of the second round series, so check out previous videos up here or look out for the future ones coming real soon. Let's get into it. As always, we start with the series odds and potential injuries, yada yada. And just like with the Boston and the New York series, this is a minus 800 for Oklahoma City. So that means odds makers have just as much confidence in Oklahoma City beating Denver as Boston does beating the New York Knicks. Now, right away, you might be thinking, man, can that really be right? And I can't lie, I'm sort of with you. I am a Thunder fan, as you might be able to tell. And yeah, that just automatically feels like they're not giving enough respect to these Denver Nuggets. In terms of first or second team, there's nothing significant in the injury column on paper. But we do know that Michael Porter Jr. is hurt. If this were the regular season, he probably wouldn't be playing. And you got to give a lot of props, a lot of credit goes to Michael Porter Jr. for even being out there, for that tough Clippers series. They win Game 7 against the Clippers. The very next morning, they're on their way to Oklahoma City. So it is a short turnaround, even though Denver whooped the Clippers in Game 7. That's still tough that they had to go 7. And I think that does reflect on the numbers for Game 1. Oklahoma City is favored by 9.5. By the way, real quick, if you happen to hear some random-ass noises or sounds, don't worry. It's just my energetic-ass cat. See what I mean? Hey! And when it comes to Game 1, I am with odds makers on this one. I think it's going to be really hard for Denver to not only win the game, but I think it is going to be hard to keep it within that 10-point range. Oklahoma City is young and fresh. There's no injuries to speak of. They've been practicing against each other. They're chomping at the bit to win the second round. As we all know, they went down in the second round last season. It's going to be really hard for Denver to win Game 1. This is going to be, for me, the hardest game for Denver to win. The Thunder had one glaring weakness in last year's postseason, and that was the rebounding, whether it was offensive or defensive. Didn't matter. Okay, through the first round this year, though, with Isaiah Hartenstein, they are the number 1 total rebounding team, even slightly above the Houston Rockets, who are a great rebounding team. So that's a huge key against a big Denver team. The other one is Denver needs to slow down on the turnovers. They were one of the most turnover-prone teams in the first round, and as we know, OKC turns you over more than anyone. It happened in the regular season, and it's ringing true again in the playoffs. I think if they do win Game 1, this speaks amazingly well for Denver and will completely flip the series. So if you're someone who thinks Denver will get past the Oklahoma City Thunder, you want to jump on these odds right now before anything crazy like that happens. One thing that is heavily in Denver's favor right now, though, is Denver's the third best three-point percentage shooting team in the first round, and OKC was at the bottom. They haven't found their range yet, and Denver's hoping that they don't at all. Only Memphis and Orlando shot worse from 3 than OKC did in the first round. OKC could just come right back with a counter at the free throw line, though, as Denver was near the bottom at free throw percentage with 71%. That is pretty uncharacteristic of Denver to do. So, in my predictions, both Oklahoma City will shoot better from 3 in this round, and Denver will shoot better from the free throw in this round. People have made a little bit of a stink about SGA didn't average 30 in the first round against Memphis, but SGA didn't play his greatest in the first round. He'd be the first to admit that. Jalen Williams did. That's probably the best That's probably the best playoff round that Jalen Williams has had. On the flip side, for Denver, Jokic probably didn't play his best basketball either, and they still got through. Yet Jamal Murray, while you could debate what his best series was, he was playing some damn good basketball. They both didn't go off in Game 7 either because, well, they didn't need to in that second half. So I think when we need Shai, and they'll need Shai in this round, Shai's going to be there. I'm not sure who they really have to guard SGA. Isaiah Hartenstein, great player, great defender. I think he's going to have his hands full with Jokic. Hartenstein, though, is probably one of the better defenders that you would want to guard Jokic. It's just Jokic. No one can stop Jokic. The best chance you had at stopping Jokic was a guy named Zubats who just played him, and Denver moved on. Which gives me a great opportunity to segue into the X factors. For Oklahoma City Thunder, I think it's going to have to be Isaiah Hartenstein. He's going to have the task of guarding Jokic. He's got to stay out of foul trouble because he's too important for rebounding, for passing, for setting screens. He's just too important in this series. Denver is big. We need to be big. Even though I'm not expecting him to average 20 in this series, he's going to be really, really important. So I probably am asking for a double-double, stay out of foul trouble, and 3 to 4 assists. The X factor for Denver, for me, is Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon physically has an advantage. I mean, basically has an advantage anytime he steps on the court, but he's super athletic, super strong, and I think he's going to be a handful. I wonder if they're going to put Holmgren on him or on Michael Porter Jr. I'm thinking they might let Jalen Williams get a go at Aaron Gordon, and Chet will guard Michael Porter Jr. To me, matchup-wise, that makes sense. We'll see what they do. And then for Cason Wallace, for Alex Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, whoever's going to be guarding Jamal Murray, they've got to do everything in their power to not let Jamal get going. Denver's going to have to do the same thing for SGA, but I think OKC is more equipped to stop Jamal than Denver is equipped to stop SGA, especially in the clutch. And I know that sounds insane because Jamal Murray is so good in these clutch moments, and I'm not saying he won't be. He probably will be a serious factor and help them win a couple of games. If not, he might hit a game winner. But I'm just saying, I think OKC has really good personnel to do this against Jamal Murray. So as I said, I need Hartenstein to be the more consistent X factor, but Alex Caruso could come out and just wreck shop like he did in the first round. And that's where the issue lies. Denver, their bench is Peyton Watson and Russell Westbrook generally. Strother was kind of played out by the time he got back from injury. OKC can run 5 on the bench and not lose sleep over it. When you add up everything together, the much better defense in OKC, the much deeper team is OKC, and the home court advantage goes to OKC, makes it really hard to convince me that Denver is going to come out of this series as the victors. But Denver has championship DNA. If they didn't have one of, if not the best player in the world and the clutchness of Jamal Murray, you'd say there's probably almost no shot. But they do have those things. Give me the Thunder to win in 7. I think Game 1 goes very much in favor of OKC. Maybe Game 2 as well, but Denver fights way harder, plays way better in Game 2 than they did Game 1 as they try to get their legs back, as it were. Then Denver goes and wins 2 games at home. So, my Thunder or Nuggets or just NBA fans, what do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below who's going to win, how many games, and who those X factors are going to be. Also, since the MVP candidates are playing against each other, you throw in who you think the MVP should be. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. Be sure to follow along for more series previews and series game reactions. We also cover other sports like the NFL as well. So subscribe for more of America's Sports.